Hello, fellow alchemists. Welcome back to our series. I wanted to still talk a little bit more about Mix and what you can do, but this is going to be focusing much more on the package manager itself and the whole Hex environment. So something that I think that most people don't actually know is that on Hex there is actually a blog section, and I never really checked this out too much, but it's good to know about that. That's just hex.pm/blog. But they recently made an announcement about something called Hex Preview, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that, and also there's another one over here called hexdiff. Sorry. So the first one that came out was something called hexdiff. So if you go to diff.hex.pm and take a look over here, what happens is that, of course, your libraries will be updated, and you may be wondering, okay, what's the difference between that one and that one? Different versions. And so what you can do is, like, for instance, if you take a look over here and you type Phoenix, you can see some other examples that may be it, and you can take a look between the different versions, what changed. So if we take a look between the latest version, which is 1.5.7 and 1.5.6, we can click this diff button, and then you can see what's the difference. It'll highlight everything. So obviously the stuff that's in green has been added, and the stuff that's in red has been deleted. So you can actually take a look, what's been changed, so you can have an idea if you need to update or not. So it's quite an interesting tool. I've never deeply looked at it because usually I look at the change log and then I will look at other things. But I do sometimes look at diffs to see what's going on, what was changed, to have an idea about how certain things were fixed and start to learn myself. Or maybe have an idea about if this thing is going to impact me or not, or where something actually did impact me. So this is a pretty good tool. And excuse me, something else that also came out recently, when I heard was actually built on top of diff, if I read correctly, is something called Preview. Now, what's Preview? Well, it's kind of like diff, except they look at only one package itself. So if we do the same thing again, we type Phoenix, and we click on Phoenix, then you can only select one version. So what does that mean? That means that we can actually take a look at what's inside of the package itself. So it seems like it defaults to README, so you have an idea about what it is. And it also, you can take a look to see, what's inside the mix.exs file, and you see we actually have code coloring and all that. And you can have an idea about, what's in here. And of course, you can also take a look at other pieces too. So it gives you an idea about, okay, how does this package work and what files are here? Usually what I do is I go to GitHub and I take a look at the package itself. But in case there's no GitHub page or you don't want to do that, you can definitely go to here and have an idea. One thing I wish that they would do is start to be able to handle things like these JS files. Of course, this one is not going to be very useful, but I think there's in here there is this one, I believe, is the actual one. Yeah, so something like this. If there was some code highlighting for that, that would be nice. But it seems like they only support Mix, only support Elixir files for right now. So it's something I hope comes in the future. Maybe I'll actually help out with that, but probably don't have too much time these days. So this is something that could also help you, right? So if you want to take a look at how does a package work, right, you can just go to preview.hex.pm, type in the package name, select which version you're using, or which one you're interested in using, and take a look at all the files from there. Or if you want to take a look at what's the difference between the different versions that are actually available, well, you can just, of course, type your name into here and compare with what you have and what you could have, or whatever you want to take a look at. So you can have an idea about what's changing between versions. So this is Alan from Plangora. Please subscribe if you haven't. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks. Bye. Hi. Please feel free to ask us any questions about Elixir, Flutter, or anything else in programming. Here's our YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll answer your questions every Friday. Ya mantai ge dak man all. Yo wenti ji da wen wo.